Welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast with Scott McKenzie. Scott is a passionate industry professional dedicated to transferring cutting-edge, industry-focused innovations and trends while highlighting the men and women who keep the world moving. So put on your hard hat, grab your work boots, and let's go.
All right, once again, thank you very much for joining Industrial Talk, and thank you for your continued support of a platform that is truly dedicated to industrial professionals all around the world, because you're bold, brave, you dare greatly, you solve problems, you collaborate, and you are making the world a better place. That's why we, here on this podcast, celebrate all industrial professionals around the world. All right, and as you can tell, maybe there's some background noise that you can hear, but we are broadcasting on site here at the Gaylord in Nashville. I want to say Knoxville, but it's not. It's Nashville, and it's an incredible venue, and we are broadcasting from Accruent Insights. And this is just a collection of people that are saying, I need problems, or I have problems, and I'm solving problems, and I'm going to collaborate, and it is a fantastic venue. Edgar is in the hot seat. We're going to be talking about automation and a lot more, so let's get cracking. All right, Edgar, having a good conference?
I'm having a great conference. I'm enjoying this place so much.
Yes, did you
It's
get
incredible. I did. Thankfully, there's a GPS version Wayfinder that is solving my life right now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it on the app?
It is in the app, and it's so precise. You can put any single detail, any room, and it's going to tell you step by step where to go. It's incredible.
Well, I got to pull that up.
Yeah.
Now that I know the place, I don't need it, but it's interesting. Oh, well, because we got here and we did the whole online, registration, and I didn't talk to anybody, right? But then let's go find our room. And that's when we made bad decisions, and we were finding, what about this? What about this one? Because it's a small state.
And I guess you ended up probably walking like 3-5 miles around the hotel.
Got our steps in. Our Fitbits were just like blowing up. It's all good, but it was, what the heck? What can we say?
Well done.
All right. Yeah. As my wife was saying, not too smart. Anyway, give us a little background on who you are.
Yeah, Scott. Well, thank you for having me. My name is Edgar Amaya, and I lead the customer success team at Accruent. And my responsibility basically is to take care of all our customers, our existing customers that do business with us. I have the fortune and the honor of working with so many different customers, industries, products. That's the reason why in my badge you're going to see all the different products in multicolors, because I work with all of them, so I have that privilege.
So when you say customer success, that's across all industries.
Yes.
I mean, it could be healthcare, it could be oil and gas, it could be manufacturing, it could be whatever.
All of them. All of them. And my background is, earlier, before this conversation, we were talking about Ericsson. I spent a lot of time in the telecom industry.
Oh.
And when I actually started as a site engineer. I would go to the sites, climb the towers, make sure that everything was installed, then go down to the radio base station, do the configuration, enable, and move on to a field. So that's where I started, and spent a lot of time doing that in the Caribbean, doing LTE, GSM networks when those were cool back in the day.
Yeah.
And I did a lot that for many, many years. And then I moved to Accruent. Accruent has a telecom division as well. We have a business unit that serves a lot of the mobile operators and also telecom tower providers. And that's how I joined and started my journey at Accruent many, many years ago.
How many years?
I'm going to count now. I think it's 2015, so almost 9 years now.
See, you're still, I mean, you're well within, there's a lot of individuals that are saying, I've been here for 6 months. You're going, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then all of a sudden you're the old salty dog. Like, I've been here, that's not how we do it over here.
Back in my day
when we were just climbing towers, But anyway, so with this particular event, and you're wandering around, and you're listening to customers, because that's what you're about.
Yeah.
What are you hearing?
The key thing that I'm hearing is, how can I do this at a better scale, faster, quicker, and with the limited resources that I have? Everybody's thinking about their costs right now. Everybody's thinking about, I need to do this. I'm being asked to do X, Y, and Z, and more. How can I do this with the limited resources that we have? And I think that's the beauty of this conference, but for two reasons. One, because you learn about the tools that are available to you, but also how other people have thought about this problem and have solved this. And I think this is the beautiful thing about being here, right?
It is. Are you having conversations that are around, I'm having a hard time finding people, I still have to keep the lights on, I still have to do my job and work my business, but I'm having a hard time finding people. And that's an automation question from my perspective. Can you sort of expand upon that a little bit?
Scott, that's something that we hear across so much. Every single industry is experiencing the post-COVID area in a many different way, right? Although I think the numbers around the labor report came up recently and they look strong, but our customers are telling us that there's still some challenges, that they're finding resources and the supply chain and everything. So everything is coming down to a place where there are challenges. We're hearing that a lot. Our manufacturing customers, which I think, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to talk with them, but they're telling us, look, right now, automation, it's key for us to solve a lot of the problems that we have in the last mile on the supply chain. It's a combination, Scott, right now of how can I be operational efficient, but at the same time remain competitive in this environment with customer experience. We have a large retail manufacturer, which is a great customer of ours, great partner. Last night we were having a fascinating conversation because they are experimenting and actually doing a fascinating job in one of the warehouses that they have in Florida, where they came up with full automation line on and also predictability, using data on how much supply they're going to have in this certain area of this certain product, so that they're smart about which products are going to be in that warehouse. And not even that, is if you need a product right now, how can it be delivered quickly in the most seamless experience? So it's a combination of it's a challenge. How can you be efficient, but at the same time think about fulfilling all the needs from your stakeholders?
This is such an interesting conversation, because I had a conversation with Amazon, and their goal, their order fulfillment goal, is down to 2 hours. They want to be able to achieve. So when I'm online and I order, whatever, they want to be able to achieve it in 2 hours. Now, that requires, assets that have, like warehouse assets, all of the vehicles, all of the stuff that has to work in concert, but be able to have the product on hand, but that requires intelligence, and then be able to deliver it, boom, on your doorstep.
It's incredible. It's fascinating. And number one, just a comment as a good Amazon customer that frequently buys, guilty. It becomes your expectation as a customer, right? It's how can I get this experience, and now you're expecting it from moving on. You expect that.
Yeah, bottom line, Amazon has screwed up everybody's expectations, and it's so true. What? What? I have to wait a week? What? No. Yeah,
exactly.
But so are we saying that those are achievable? I mean, to be able to do that in a way that the expectation is so high now. What always fascinates me, Edgar, is through automation, and I guess through automation, we're trying to address a resource constraint. I don't have the people. I don't have the right people. I don't have the skilled people. I don't have whatever, that human conversation. And so I'm trying to automate it so that the people that I'm able to sort of attract are the ones that I want for the resiliency of this business going forward. But that's still, it's sort of an interesting conundrum, because I'm going to use less people because I got to survive, but then there's going to be more people. You get what I'm saying? I'm just like, it's an interesting juxtaposition here.
Yeah, and I think there are a lot of parallels with what you just said with what's happening with AI and how we're thinking about AI, right? Yeah. And my thought about this is that what we're getting through even with automation, with AI, is how can we use the current resources that are probably doing something that is repetitive, that is transactional, that is something that probably could be done more repetitive. How can we liberate those resources from doing this and move them to do something that would require a different set of skills? So I think that that's where we're moving. Even if you look at AI, right? AI, you need to train the AI model with a set of data to be able to do something that you want it to do. And if you're someone that is doing that task in a repetitive way, what you're able to do now is free up that time to be able to do something else.
But that begs the question that if I'm a business owner and I recognize the value of using that innovative solution to free up times for my valued resources, I've got to have a place for them to go. I've got to train. I got to do that. I've got to think about it on what it looks like, and then nudge in that direction. That to me is a challenge.
100%. It's a challenge, but it's also something to look
Exciting.
With a lot of optimism, right? It's like reaching a maturity level that we haven't been able to because of all the technological constraints, and now with both AI, with automation, and also the recent improvements on even the materials that we're using that would enable having AI in your phone without having to go through the supercomputers. The future is amazing. And right now, having the ability to see this transition that is happening right now from automation and AI is so exciting.
Are you getting customers because you're talking? Are they having that same level of enthusiasm, or is it like, hey, I got a bunch of headaches over here anyway, and you're asking me to sort of do this too? What's the general consensus out there?
Scott, we're getting that. Yes, I have a problem today. Help me solve this problem. And we'll have that conversation later. But we will always. The reality is that we will always have a fire every single day. Yeah. And I think one of the benefits that we have, at least I have the privilege working with customer in customer success, is that you set the time to have a conversation that is more strategic with your customers about the future. And we're having those conversations. And it's a great place to be. But what I'm very excited about is that our customers realize that to be able to help them get to where they aspire to, what their ambition and future and business goals is, right now you have to have an investment. You have to think about how you're going to position yourself to remain competitive in that future. Because if you don't, competitors are not slowing down. No. And we're all in this situation, right?
See, here's the deal, and it's not a negative, but larger companies have that ability to do that, think strategically, have the luxury. We've got all this activity. It's the small to mid-sized company that are really getting squished, but they have to do it. They just have to do it. I mean, there's no other way of getting around it. And to be able to find those individuals to trust, that to me is key. To have that strategic conversation, because you're asking me, small business owner, that I've got to be nimble and I've got to be able to sort of embrace this brave new world of innovation because it makes sense. That requires hand-holding. You have smaller companies, right? That
We do, but here's a positive side of things. I think right now, as we're going through the transition, things may look very overwhelming. Oh, well, what is this? I'm already understanding about this technology, and there's another one coming up next week, and another app. Like,
it's tailgating me.
It's right tailgating, now. Right? It's so many. The speed of progression is going so quick right now. But here's why I'm very positive about this. As we mature, I think every single large organization is going to realize that we need to make it easier for users, for small companies, medium-sized companies, to use those tools without having to rely on a company or consulting or someone with a lot of IT preparation and education to do things that you want to do. And I think we're getting there. There are a lot of apps right now that I have been playing around with that you can just enable integration within LinkedIn, for example, and your Outlook and your Chat GPT, and you can connect it in a way that it would automatically message the people that are reaching out to you and feed into forms so that you can have a database. Like, you're getting there. I think we're seeing the start of that path, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's ahead.
I agree. I as I've been on this journey, and I can geek out on it, and my challenge, me personally, is I'll see that shiny object out there, and I want to go for it. It might not be the best move, but it's shiny, and I want to see that doggone thing, and I want to go. I want to waste my time over there just because, well, I want to.
Yes.
Right. And then there's another one over here, and it requires there's a discipline that has to happen, but then there has to be this ability to be able to connect with trusted individuals to be able to sort of. And that's shiny too. I want to do that too. Tick, 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 and all the time just goes away. I don't know. I think it's exciting, and I think that there's just you just have to be engaged. You just have to have these conversations. No matter, change is coming. Change is happening. Change is happening all the time. But have these conversations. Just because. Educate. Anyway, that's how.
I'm with you 100%.
Soapbox.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen to that. Yes, in everything that you said.
Yeah, well, very good. Well, how does somebody get a hold of you, my friend?
I'm available through LinkedIn, and I can be reached out there. But, of course, anybody can just email me, edgar.amaya@accruent.com. More than happy to connect.
I love it, man. You are fantastic. I enjoyed this conversation big time.
Thank you. Me
You
too.
were the best. No, you weren't. Everybody's the best. Everybody. I'm not going to do that.
Everybody, for that, yes.
Everybody's the best.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. We're going to have all the contact information for Edgar out on Industrial Talk, so fear not, reach out, because you got to have this conversation, and definitely being a part of the customer success. He's got the finger on the pulse of what's going on out there, so fear not. You got to reach out to him. We will be right back.
You're listening to the Industrial Talk Podcast Network.
That, my friends, is Edgar. Your call to action is to connect with Edgar. It is all out on Industrial Talk. Find his podcast, and on there is his LinkedIn stat card. Just click on it, reach out, have a conversation around customer success, how Accruent is facilitating that. You need to succeed. You need to have a conversation with Edgar in a big doggone way. All right, we're building a platform. We're building a platform, an ecosystem that truly celebrates industry professionals. You want to be a part of it? You want to be on it? You want to elevate your podcast? You want to elevate your blog or your video or whatever content? You need to be a part of the ecosystem. We need to continue to spread this word why industry is so incredible. Yep, that's right. Industrial Talk is here. Go out there, reach out to me, say, Scott, we want to be a part of it. Be bold, be brave, dare greatly. Hang out with Edgar, change the world. We're going to have another great conversation coming from Accruent Insights shortly, so stay tuned.